Good afternoon, student. Today I am going to discuss about the uniform circular motions. So, what is actually uniform circular motions? When a particles moving along a circular path with a constant speed, the motion of the body is said to be the uniform circular motion. Example is the motion of the tip of the second hand is your uniform circular motions. Now discuss about what is angular velocities, what is angular displacement, what is angular acceleration. One by one we discuss. Then we discuss the centripetal acceleration and centripetal force. During uniform circular motions, the speed of the particle is remain constant, but the velocity changes at every point. Here is the diagram, and the radius vector is perpendicular to your velocity. Here, so one thing is here, the speed is remain constant during its motions, but velocity changes from point to point, and the radius vector is perpendicular to the velocity. Now we discuss about what is angular displacement. Look here, angular displacement. It is fully expressed in theta. It is defined as the ratio of arc length to the radius. Okay. It is circular path. Suppose that initially the body is here. After the time factor t, it makes an angle theta 1, and the position of the body is here at point O, A. After the time t plus delta t, the body is here at point B by making an angle theta 2. Okay, this difference is your delta theta, and the arc length from A to B, it is your delta S. Okay, the radius vector is r. So here the angular displacement delta theta equal to arc length by r. It is expressed in radian unit. Radian. Okay, having no dimension. So it is defined as the ratio of arc length to the radius. Now come to angular velocity. Omega. So what is angular velocity? The rate of change of angular displacement is called as angular velocity. Now the mathematical formula of angular velocity: omega equal to rate of change of angular displacement in a small time interval delta t. Okay. When delta t tends to 0, the limiting value of the average angular velocity is called as instantaneous velocity. Here, that limit delta t tends to 0, delta theta by delta t, this value now d theta by dt. This is called as your instantaneous velocity. Unit, your radian per second. Dimension, is your only m0 L0 t minus 1. Now come to angular acceleration. The alpha we define as the rate of change of angular velocity. The rate of change of angular velocity is called as angular acceleration. That is your alpha. Okay. So alpha is equal to delta omega by delta t. This is your average angular acceleration. If you take limit delta t tends to 0, the value became your d omega by dt. It is called your instantaneous acceleration. Unit radian per second square. Dimension is your m0, l0, t minus 1. Okay. Now the time period. The time taken by the particle to complete one revolution is called as time period, and the number of revolutions per second is called as your frequency. Time period. The time taken by the body or the particles to complete one revolution is called as your time period. Time taken by a particle to complete one revolution called as time period. Okay. Unit is your second. Similarly, frequency. The number of revolutions per second is called as your frequency. That is nu. The number of revolutions completed by the particle called as frequency. U is equal to 1 by T. Unit is your hertz. It means number of cycles per second. Okay. So this is the definitions of angular velocity, angular displacement, angular accelerations, time period, and frequency. Now, the relation between your linear velocity and angular velocities. Relation between angular velocity and linear velocity. It is v, it is your omega. Okay. This is your diagram. Center O, radius R, delta theta, AB arc length, that is your delta S. Okay. By definitions, delta theta is equal to delta S by delta simply R. Okay. Dividing both sides by delta T. Small time delta T, delta S by delta T into 1 by R. Taking limit both sides, limit delta T tend to 0, delta theta by delta T, limit one R, it give you omega 1 R, it give you V. Okay. So V is equal to R omega in vector form. V is equal to omega into R. So this is the relation between the linear velocity and angular velocity. Relation between the angular accelerations alpha and linear acceleration A. Using the equations, V will R omega. Now differentiating this equation with respect to time. dV by dt R, it is your d omega by dt. Clear? dV by dt, you know that the rate of change of velocities will give you acceleration, and the rate of change of angular velocities give you angular acceleration. That is your alpha. So A is equal to, in vector form, your alpha into R. So this is the relation between your angular acceleration and linear acceleration. So this is all about your simple definitions and relations of angular velocity with linear velocity, angular accelerations. Now about centripetal accelerations. So what is actually centripetal acceleration? You know that when a body is moving in a circular path, the speed of the body is remain constant, but the velocity changes continuously due to change its direction. And the motion is accelerated. The acceleration is act along your radius toward the center of the circular path. This acceleration of the body is called as centripetal acceleration, which is equal to v square by r. Clear? To prove this one, first draw a diagram. Look here. It is your center O, radius r. Suppose that initially the body is here at point A with a velocity v1. After some time, the body is here. The velocity v2. The displacement, it means your arc length, that is your delta S. The angle described by the body is delta theta. Here, it is also R, it is B. In order to find out the acceleration A, you discover R, draw a velocity vector triangle diagram. Here, you draw a parallel lines and equal to V1 here. O, it is, you also take O. It is your V1, OA. What is the y dash that is? Now, again draw another line, OB. I mean OB dash, which is parallel and equal to V2. It is your V2. Now, what is A dash B dash? To complete the triangle A dash B dash, it is your delta V. Okay. So, Y dash equal to V1, and OB dash equal to V2. It is equivalent parallel to V1 and OB dash equivalent parallel to V2. To see this diagram, you know that O dash plus A dash B dash equal to your OB dash. If it is delta theta, it is also your delta theta. Then A dash B dash equal to OB dash minus OA dash. This equal to, you know that, V2 minus V1. This is your delta V. In this way you find out delta V. Now compare these two triangles. These are your similar triangle. Here R is the radius, R is equal to OA and it is equal to OB also. V1 and V2, the magnitude is same. It is your V. A dash B dash, it is your delta V. Okay. Now on this triangle OAB and O A dash B dash, OAB and O A dash B dash, AB by OA equal to A dash B dash by OB dash. AB, you know that is your delta S, and OA, it is your R. A dash B dash, you know that is delta V, and OB dash with magnitude, that is your V. Okay, this is your magnitude of velocity V1 V2, that is equal to V. Now take the limit dividing these two equations. Now dividing both sides by delta T. Delta T. Take the radius, the right side, it is R by V, and now it is your 1 by delta T into your delta V. One time write down delta V by delta T. Now taking the limit delta T tends to 0, the equation became delta S by delta T, limit delta T tend to 0, R by V, limit delta T tend to 0, delta V by delta T. Okay. You know that this value give you your velocity, R by V, and this give you your acceleration. So A is equal to V square by R. It is your centripetal accelerations, and this acceleration is always act directed toward the center of the circular path and along the radius and perpendicular to the direction of velocity. Clear? Centripetal force. The F is equal to mv square by R. Everyone Newton's second law of motion. You know that F is equal to ma. The centripetal acceleration A is equal to, you know that, v square by R. Then F is equal to your mv square by R. It is your centripetal force. It is act directed toward the center of the circular path. Clear? If V is equal to R omega, the equation became m R square omega square by R. It is your m R omega square. You note it. Another equations of centripetal force with respect to your angular velocity. other equations of centripetal force is, look here, if omega is equal to 2 pi by t, that is equal to 2 pi nu, then you know that F is equal to mv square by r, that is equal to m into r omega square, and cancelling the factor r, m r omega square. Now putting this value here, 2 pi nu whole square, it is your 4 pi square m r nu square. Okay, it is another equation of centripetal force.